What's the biggest threat to world security today? In the 20th century, politicians warned against nuclear attack. After 9/11, that rhetoric shifted to terrorist attack. But what if thousands were wiped out in a few months from an enemy so small it can't be seen with the naked eye? It's a scenario that Bill Gates posed in an article for the New England Journal of Medicine a year after the deadly Ebola outbreak in West Africa.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war.
Due to the tireless work of volunteers and the physical way Ebola is spread, the epidemic did not become global. But what if it had been an airborne contagion like measles or influenza? What if it was not naturally occurring but part of a bioterror attack?
L'OTAN est une alliance pour la sécurité. La sécurité, c'est aussi une sécurité sanitaire.
They don't respect borders, and when you get one or more cases of them and they start spreading, it causes a lot of problems.
Obligatoirement, on se prépare aussi à une maladie infectieuse provoquée dans le cadre de l'utilisation des armes de destruction massive.
NATO has a mobile unit that can deploy very rapidly. So those are the kinds of things we need to deal with an epidemic.
Djibouti, 2012. Deployed French soldiers by the dozen start exhibiting fever, abdominal pain and sore throats. Their symptoms are connected, but doctors don't know that yet. But over 8,000 kilometres away in the south of France, a pioneering software system is about to make the connection, raise the alarm and begin a high-tech race against time to identify the disease, contain the outbreak and find the source.
Docteur, il y a une alarme.
Using data uploaded by doctors globally, the ASTA software system allows a near real-time surveillance of troops' health. It's used to monitor all deployed French troops, as well as by NATO to track troops' health in certain operations.
Ici, on voit une alarme qui est en rouge sur la traumatologie, et ce tableau de bord nous permet de remonter à une carte de contrôle nous permettant de voir l'évolution entre la situation observée et la situation attendue. Et on voit bien qu'on est au-dessus de la situation attendue.
This pioneering data mapping system allows the user to drill down to individual cases, isolate symptoms, and quickly identifies patterns that could herald a major disease outbreak. It's a technique called syndromic surveillance, using symptoms of ill health to make educated guesses about what lies ahead.
Il ne faut pas que l'on attende d'avoir un diagnostic. On nous demande aux médecins ou aux infirmiers de nous rapporter juste les signes cliniques dont se sont plaints les patients. Nous rassemblons ces données, nous les analysons et quelques minutes après la consultation, nous avons l'image complète de l'état de santé.
But symptoms can't be looked at in isolation. Back at CESPA, epidemiologist Major Kreash takes a wider view.
10 cas d'angine sur Djibouti depuis 24 heures.
Des militaires ou des civils?
Des militaires.
Are there similar outbreaks within the civilian world where French troops are deployed? Consulting with her intelligence officer, they look for threats.
Cet écran permet à lui seul, sur cette carte du monde, de visualiser les déploiements au sein desquels le système Aster a été utilisé. Et actuellement, le système Aster est utilisé au sein des forces françaises à Djibouti, au sein d'une partie de l'opération Barkhane au Mali et au sein des forces armées en Guyane.
Indeed, it was in French Guiana as a young major that Colonel Maynard first used Aster to identify a fatal outbreak of dengue fever.
Le système Aster, qui a été déployé depuis 2004 en Guyane, a permis de détecter en temps réel l'arrivée de cette épidémie et a permis de déclencher une alarme au sein des forces armées avec 5 semaines d'avance par rapport au système national réglementaire dirigé par les autorités sanitaires civiles.
Over a month faster than any other available alert system, Aster saved hundreds of lives. If that technology is put to use in the civilian world, it could save thousands.
Nous ne pouvons pas considérer que nous sommes dans un monde à part. Nous sommes entourés d'autres personnes, les alliés qui ne sont pas de l'OTAN, les ennemis, les réfugiés, la population civile, les organisations non gouvernementales. Il y a énormément d'acteurs tout autour.
That's why at CESPA, careful coordination is made with outside agencies to assess what's going on in the wider picture.
Currently, we have an investigation to know if this is a streptococcus or something else. If you have any information of something similar occurring with other colleagues, please let me know.
In the aftermath of the Ebola crisis, the World Health Organization admitted it had been slow to realize the significance of the outbreak. In Bill Gates' article, he identified NATO as an organization that had a coordinated multinational infrastructure that worked with common standards and across borders. Why wasn't that in place for health responders, he asked.
NATO does a lot of war games to check, are people well trained? Do they understand about fuel and logistics and the same radio frequencies? So they are absolutely ready to go.
It was a question that quickly found its way to John Baptiste himself.
Ce système, par son originalité, fait qu'actuellement, il est unique au sein des forces armées de l'OTAN. Récemment, la Bill Gates Foundation a demandé à avoir une présentation en fait de ce système.
Civilians are not only interested but in need. While national governments and aid agencies work on the ground, NATO has the capabilities to monitor globally and get nations talking.
Si on coordonne toutes nos actions de façon à ce que dans tous les endroits où il y a des phénomènes épidémiques de type Ebola par exemple, eh bien, il y ait des actions coordonnées qui permettent justement d'éteindre le phénomène un petit peu partout.
I think NATO must play a role. It is a mechanism by which you can move supplies, people, assistance into an area very quickly. And in addition, you would also have the capacity to do the prediction.
In 2005, NATO proved it could coordinate exactly this sort of assistance when 3,500 tons of supplies were airlifted to Pakistan to assist in relief operations after a devastating earthquake, which killed an estimated 80,000 people. NATO troops mobilized in days, creating an air bridge to deliver food, blankets and stoves, and then stayed on to build roads and maintain field hospitals. And during the West Africa Ebola epidemic, the United Nations requested the assistance of NATO countries to transport Ebola-infected patients to hospitals that could treat them, as well as providing key information and intelligence.
Pour cette épidémie d'Ebola, par exemple, en Afrique de l'Est, nous avons beaucoup aidé les nations déployées sur place, que ce soit les Allemands, les Français, les Anglais, les Américains. Nous avons récupéré des informations pour partager ça avec les alliés.
Bon, bonjour, merci à tous d'être ici cet après-midi.
But what if a disease outbreak is part of a deliberate attack? 2001. The United States was rocked by a series of anthrax attacks, killing 5 and infecting 17 others. It brought into sharp focus the threat of a deliberate biological attack that could be used by terrorists to debilitate forces and spread panic.
À partir des années 2000, l'idée a germé que l'OTAN avait vraiment besoin d'un système d'alerte au cas où un problème infectieux ou une attaque biologique interviennent.
But how to tell the difference between an attack and a naturally occurring bout of food poisoning? At CESPA, this is a possibility that's discussed seriously, coordinating with military intelligence, the DHSC, and experts from epidemiology and pharmacy backgrounds.
Il faut vérifier le nombre de personnes potentiellement à traiter et il peut être rapidement vérifier les stocks sur place.
D'accord.
Une attaque biologique répond à plusieurs objectifs. Soit l'idée est de faire du terrorisme, d'effrayer les populations. Donc là, vous n'avez pas besoin de beaucoup de morts, vous n'avez pas besoin de beaucoup de blessés, vous avez besoin de créer un choc psychologique.
We would feed that back and the intelligence agencies could then join the dots between, yes, there's been a change, and yes, the intelligence picture, we thought there was going to be a biological attack. Join those two things together and suddenly you've detected your biological attack.
It's that kind of coordinated response that keeps both soldiers and civilians safe. But technology like Aster isn't confined to the military world. Big data is being used by major technology companies to allow consumers to travel safely, prepare for winter flu, or help doctors with research into diseases like diabetes. It's a trend that's garnered the collective name mHealth.
Social media is really interesting because you can actually, looking at social media data properly cut and spliced, you can actually see where measles epidemics are occurring. People tweet about it, people use Facebook to talk about it. You can tool up your labs, you can tool up your A&Es, because you know 2 weeks' time you're going to have people coming in with diarrhea and vomiting and norovirus, or with flu in the flu epidemic.
Mining big data and finding those hidden patterns within that information is really what surveillance is all about. Because actually what we're doing here is taking a lot of information that's just collected passively, and we're trying to make some sense out of it to see if there's something else going on.
It's something that's also being pioneered by Jean-Baptiste's team. In French Guiana, a pilot program is kitting out doctors with smartphones loaded with Aster, so they can report from the most remote areas.
Le futur de la surveillance épidémiologique, c'est le développement des technologies et bien sûr tous les travaux que nous menons pour l'utilisation des nouveaux moyens technologiques comme les smartphones et l'ensemble des nouveaux applicatifs qui sont à la disposition des jeunes générations qui ont encore plus d'appétence pour utiliser ces systèmes.
But technology is not a magic bullet, and reliance on computer networks can pose a new threat.
La face sombre de cette affaire-là, c'est la sécurité informatique. L'équilibre entre la sécurité informatique et l'efficacité est toujours très difficile à trouver. À cause du risque de cyberattaque, à cause de la confidentialité militaire.
It's a success story for the CESPA team, but they and other health professionals face more and harder challenges in the future. With rising global temperatures, increasing resistance to antibiotics, and global conflicts paving the way for disease and sickness, it's a question not of if, but when the next outbreak will hit.
Climate change will have effect on temperature, and it may change other qualities as well. And the relationship with infectious disease hasn't really been understood. It's more complicated to sort out the many factors.
Ce qui est probablement le plus important d'un point de vue infectiologique pour des cliniciens, ce sont les risques infectieux d'émergence, surtout des bactéries multirésistantes.
But the good news is, with over decades of deployment abroad, NATO learns more every day how to face these types of risks and use advanced technology like the Aster system to be ready for the next outbreak.
Je vous confirme bien qu'il s'agit d'une épidémie d'angine à streptocoque et donc l'origine naturelle de cet événement épidémiologique.
At CESPA, the team pinpoint the outbreak in Djibouti to a foodborne bacteria causing an extreme attack of Streptococcus throat infection. A quick call to cancel the local catering contract means that no more troops are at risk.
Si on prend ces mesures, la situation sera sous contrôle.
It's taken only a few hours to isolate, identify and contain an outbreak, something the CESPA team do almost every day. Imagine now if that technology could be applied globally by military organisations, by NGOs, GPs and even by individuals, forming a big data picture that provides life-saving intelligence.
Ce que nous vous avons montré ces dernières heures est un cas aussi qui est concret et qui montre que l'utilisation d'un système comme Aster a permis de détecter une épidémie qui serait passée totalement inaperçue si Aster n'avait pas été là.
A future where big data collection and analysis is used to detect and stop disease outbreaks every day is near. But it will take more work, more investment in groundbreaking software like Aster, and a long-term commitment from organisations like NATO to deploy dedicated health professionals who upload a constant stream of information. But some believe it could lead to the end of some diseases like Ebola.
Really, in the 21st century, this is how we address disease, prevent the disease, and when they do occur, curb them, control them. Eventually, for some diseases, eliminate them.